Start of a new week for the Seattle Seahawks as they put last week's loss against the Baltimore Ravens behind them and look ahead to this week's matchup against the Washington Commanders. Welcome in this edition of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here as we get you set for this exciting matchup. The Seahawks really needing to bounce back, and when you look at this Commanders team, this is the perfect opportunity for a get-right game for your Seattle Seahawks. I'll go over my keys to victory, the injury report, my prediction, and more coming up in just a matter of moments here on Seahawks Today. Before we do, if you want to beat the communists, those people that can't even decide on a name, like today's video. Don't jinx it. Look, I believe the Seahawks didn't win last week because we didn't get enough likes on our game preview video. Don't let that happen again. Don't make me come find you. I got a list of everybody that has liked this video and who doesn't like this video. I will come find you if you don't like it. Like today's video, don't jinx it, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with the injury report for the Seahawks, and a couple of noteworthy things. Anthony Bradford with an ankle injury, he's questionable. DeeJay Dallas with a shoulder injury, also questionable. Abraham Lucas with that knee he's been dealing with. We've been waiting and waiting to see when he would make his return. Doesn't look likely that he'll play at this point. Also, Austin Faoliu is doubtful with a knee injury. Derick with a shoulder injury. He's questionable. Kenny McIntosh questionable at this point. If anything changes between now and kickoff, we'll continue to update you what's going on that front. Meanwhile, the Commanders, their injury report includes their center, Ricky Stromberg, with a knee injury. He's questionable. Curtis Samuel with a toe injury, questionable. Drew White, Dex Wine with their injuries. They're both doubtful, as is Darrick Forrest, the shoulder injury. He is doubtful there. As the weeks go by, it's super obvious the Seahawks desperately need Abraham Lucas to come back as soon as possible, and it was very evident last week. Now, he's not going to have surgery, and I got to say, I'm getting more nervous if we'll even see him at this point in the season. Hopefully we do, but I'm not getting my hopes up that this week is the week. Later on, I'll give you my prediction for this game, but I want to hear from you guys first. Who wins? What's the final score? It's our pinned comment today. In the comment section, tell us what you think, how this game will play out. 5 keys for a Seahawks win. Let's start with the quarterback position, Geno Smith. Geno, time to wake up. Get out of bed, buddy. The alarm went off a while ago, and you keep hitting the snooze button based on the way he's been playing lately. Geno, wake the hell up. What the hell is going on with Geno Smith lately? Let's face it. The last few weeks have been bad. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Geno has not played well. And here's the bottom line. I know the Seahawks won some of those games, and they're tied for first place in spite of the way Geno has played. But realistically, this cannot keep up like this. If the Seahawks are going to go anywhere this season, if they're going to be a contending team, Geno has to get out of this slump. Look at the numbers right now for Geno, folks. They ain't pretty. Completion percentage, less than 63%. 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 239 yards per game, and a lot of turnovers as well. Besides just the 6 picks, you factor in the fumbles, Geno has committed 8 turnovers in the last 4 games, including 2 last week against the Ravens. This has got to stop, please. Geno, I believe in you. I've seen Geno play at a high level before. You guys have seen him play at a high level before. We've seen him get out of these slumps in the past before, too. So, what's your confidence level right now? I still believe that's my quarterback, as T.O. would say. What's your confidence level in Geno? Scale it for me right now. I still believe. I'm still going with the 7 at this point. What's your confidence level? Let me know what you think. Number 2, the Seahawks the last few weeks have gone away from the run game way too much. They have shied away from it. And think about this. Just because it doesn't work doesn't mean you should give up trying. This is a Seahawks team that we've been told by Pete Carroll, by Shane Waldron and company, that they want to be an aggressive run-first football team, that they want to establish the run to open up the passing game. Well, you can't just get away from the run game. When push comes to shove, you got to find a way to make it work. And all too often, I think this team's been giving up on the run game too quickly. Think about this. The last 2 games, the Seahawks have only had 38 total rushing attempts. That's it. 15 against Baltimore, 23 against Cleveland. I'm not opposed to run the ball 40-plus times in a football game. If that's what it takes to win, so be it. But 38 in 2 weeks, you got to run the football. I mean, come on. And you have a good run game. We know Kenneth Walker is special back. Zach Charbonnet has shown some flashes at points this year. Run the damn ball. I don't think I'm asking too much here. Just run the football. Don't get away from it. If it doesn't work at first, got to find ways to get creative and make that run game work as far as I'm concerned. Today's show is offering some fantastic hats courtesy of our friends at Fanatics. And these are the sideline hat collection. Now, you may be watching Seahawks football each and every Sunday, and you see Gino wearing that hat right there. And all these other hats we're seeing across the sidelines. You can have one as well. Go to chatsports.com/Seahawks hats to get yours today. These are just some of them. There's plenty more available at this link. And what are you waiting for? You might as well get one so you can be rocking out with your hawk out and be looking great, just like Gino and everybody else on the Seahawks sideline. Get yours today, whether it's the throwback style, the flat bill, the classic uniform, all sorts of different options for you. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hats to get yours today. All right, let's shift gears now to third downs. Converting on third downs has been a problem for the Seahawks throughout much of this season. And it hasn't gotten any better for this team when it comes to those third down opportunities. And think about this. There's really two sides to looking at it when it comes to third down. And it's not that complicated to think about here. Either the Seahawks need to do a better job on first and second down to avoid third down, or they need to do a better job of converting when those opportunities arise. It's one of those two things, right? Maybe it's a little bit of both, personally. Don't put yourself in those positions. You do a better job of first, second down where you avoid third down, or the flip side, just do a better job on third down. Either way, here's what I'm talking about statistically. Let me give you a bull stat for you. The Seahawks have converted just around 32% of their third down attempts so far this season. That's 30th in the NFL. That is not good. So about, what is it, 1/3, just a little less than 1/3 of the time the Seahawks are converting. So most of the time when teams get the Seahawks to third down, they're pretty excited because they're about to get the football back more times than not. Meanwhile, you flip it to the Commanders and their defense. This might be an opportunity to get that number up, essentially, because the Commanders' third down defense isn't great. They're in the bottom half of the league, 16th in the league, with a conversion rate of the teams they face around 39.5%. So we talk about that get-right game, getting back on track. This is a get-right opportunity here against Washington of getting back on track when it comes to converting on third downs. Subscribe now for more Seahawks coverage. We're with you each and every day with the latest Seahawks news and rumors. We're going to be live with our watch party coming up this Sunday. Me and Smitty will be here. You won't want to miss out on that. We'll also do our live show on Wednesday. This is the channel for you. If you love your Seattle Seahawks, subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. Doesn't cost you a thing. 100% free for the latest Seahawks coverage. We got you covered here on the channel. Number 4 on our keys to victory for the Seahawks is pressure on Sam Howell. Credit where credit's due. Sam Howell has, at times, looked the part for the Commanders. I think he's better than what most people expected. But think about this. Sam Howell has been under pressure a lot this year. His offensive line, they ain't worth anything. And that's led to situations where he's turned the ball over a lot and just hasn't looked that great when he's been under pressure, which I think about almost anyone wouldn't look that great when they're dealing with pressure. Here's what I'm looking at statistically. This is what I mean as far as the potential. Sam Howell's got 14 touchdowns. Pretty decent number. Thrown for a lot of yards, near 2,500. Those are all good numbers there. But 9 interceptions so far this season. And then you take it a step further. Okay, what do the pressures look like? How bad is this Washington Commanders offensive line here? What's the opportunity to expose this Commanders offensive line? Well, this is a chance to bring your lunch pail because this season, Sam Howell has already been sacked 44 times. That's the most in the NFL, including 26 sacks in Washington's 5 losses this season. So, if you get after Sam Howell, you're going to get sacks, you're going to create turnovers, and you're going to win football games. The guy I'm watching for is Mr. Boye Mafe. Currently leads the Seahawks in sacks with 6. He's gone 6 straight games with a sack. So 6 sacks, 6 straight games, 666. The PFF grades on Boye Mafe have shown, this is one of the things I talked about with Boye a while back, was he's not just a very good pass rusher. He'll do that. But we've seen him well in run defense. He's good in coverage as well. His overall grade, 81.5. Run defense grade near 72. Pass rush grade, 77.7. Boye can do it all, and I expect another good day from Boye again. Another week with Uchenna and Wosu out. Boye's going to answer the call, and he's going to step up, and I think he's going to have a fun time going after Sam Howell. So, Seahawks fans, here's what I want you to do. For every time you type sack in the comments section, that equals a sack on Sam Howell. So if you want Sam Howell to get sacked 10 times, then write 10 individual comments with sack in all caps. If you want him to get sacked 5 times, type it 5 times. You want to give a sack 100 times, type it 100 times. Every sack comment equals 1 sack. That's how it works. Let's get after Sam Howell. Last, but certainly not least, on keys to victory for Seattle is capitalizing in the red zone. Now, I'm going to put this in very simple terms for you. We talked about not shying away from the run game earlier. You have this guy named Kenneth Walker. Has Shane Waldron forgot who he is? I mean, Shane Waldron, this is a guy here, and Kenneth Walker, that you have the ability to run it down your opponent's throats. And don't miss on those opportunities on the red zone. Like, the Seahawks get away from the run game, as we've mentioned many times before. And when they do run the football, they try to run too much east-west instead of north-south. Run it up the gut with Kenneth Walker. Shane knows better, too. He knows they need to do a better job in the red zone. He said this recently about the red zone offense. It's always going to start with the run game in the red zone. Being able to have those positive runs. Imagine that, Shane. Why don't you take your own advice? The red zone is your friend, okay? The Seahawks red zone offense has converted 48.39% of their attempts to touchdowns this season. So that's about 21st in the league. It isn't great, okay? Settling for field goals isn't ideal, but it's better than leaving points on the board. At least go get something. Don't turn the ball over down there. Run the damn football. Before I reveal my prediction, here is one more chance for you to give me yours. Who wins? What's the final score? Politely put it in that comment section for me. Let us know what you think this game plays out. To recap, our keys to victory for the Seahawks. Geno, wake up. Quit hitting that snooze. We need the real Geno Smith to stand up. Don't shy away from the run game. You got good backs. Use them. Convert on third down. Third downs can't be doing what we've seen the last few weeks where it basically is going to result in a punt. Got to get pressure on Sam Howell, expose that weakness that is the Washington offensive line, and capitalizing in the red zone. If the Seahawks do all those things, I think they'll be in good shape. Timing's everything. They're lucky that the Commanders don't have Montez Sweat and Chase Young anymore. This is a great time to be playing the Commies. So the Seahawks are getting the Commanders at a very lucky time. Without Montez Sweat and Chase Young, they're gone now. Great time to be playing this Commanders team. Great time to get back on track. I expect this Seahawks offense to look a lot better, to look like a well-oiled machine this week, to get back on track. I got the Seahawks 30-21 over Washington. That is my prediction. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. Don't jinx it. Don't be the reason why the Seahawks lose. Like the video. We'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.